Welcome back to another episode of the UFTV Sports Talk Show. I'm Martyce Kimbrough, and today's guest is Austin Gardner of the men's basketball team. Austin, how you doing today?
Good, man.
Doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Man, it's good to have you on the show. Just kind of talk about, this basketball season that you just came off of this year.
I thought we had a pretty good season. Had some bumps and bruises in there as a team, and I thought being a senior-oriented team and an upperclassman team, I thought we did a good job with leadership and kind of carrying some younger guys along with us since we had some younger guys playing. And throughout the season, I thought we won a lot of games, and we won a big first two games in Evansville to start the year. It kind of got us moving in the right direction. And from there on out, I guess we kind of just, we won some games, and we got ourselves into the postseason. The GMAC tournament at home, that's where we wanted to host, and it didn't go to plan, but we had another bigger tournament ahead of us, and I thought we performed well in the NCAA tournament. Won 2 games, obviously beat a very good Bellarmine team then in the second round, and then playing Ferris State. I mean, I don't know, looking back on it, I haven't watched everything about it, but I've seen some plays, and at the end of the day, Ferris State had the advantage playing at home, and that's because they did so well in the regular season, but overall, it was a great experience.
Yeah. And what are some of the things that you think the team has grown upon over the course of your career, from the day you first walked into Findlay to the last day that you walked out of the locker room?
Well, I guess I came in a year before, 2 years before you, but with the senior class, I'm a 5th year this year, so I got to see everybody come in as freshmen then, and so that was kind of a different view almost for me as well, just to see how guys grew, and just, Taryn, I thought, grew. Physically got stronger, got better. I didn't know you until you became a sophomore here and you transferred in. And so I'm like, I don't know much about you, and I thought you came in and did a great job. Drew's been around, and just being around the guys, he's a fun guy to be around. And then you got Elijah, and I played with his brother, so that tells you how old I am. And so then Elijah's just very consistent through all his 4 years, so I thought he did a great job as well. And everybody got more of a leadership role as their years went on, and I thought that was pretty cool to see how the domino effect of, Findlay basketball players before that, how they did a great job with leadership, and then our senior class this year did a great job as well. Vocal leadership, but also leading by example.
Yeah, and like you spoke on leadership, that's something that I think that you were, very well-rounded in. You would lead by example and also lead vocally. So let's talk about some of the things that you would do to show your leadership, whether that was, on the floor or off the floor, and how important that is to you.
Well, some people say leadership is kind of natural and you're gifted by it. And I don't know if I would say I had that maybe my freshman year of college, because once again, you're a freshman again. And in high school, I was kind of a senior, and I was kind of a guy that would get on teammates in practice because I wanted to win a state championship. And now at Findlay, it's like I'm a freshman again. I got to take a back seat. And Coach Ernst was challenging me, don't take that back seat. Go be a leader. This is what you're good at. Because number one, I'm not that athletic. I'm not the fastest. I don't jump the highest. So doing the other intangibles of being a leader and trying to be smart is a way for me to get that advantage on people that are quicker, that are faster than me. And so the leadership aspect just carried on over years. And I went through injuries, and I had to look at it and say, how do I want my career to go? And if I'm not playing, can I still help the team? And that's where I thought sitting out, I can still be a leader, I can still use my smarts, and I can still help a teammate maybe that was playing out of position, or a younger guy that just needed help with plays. Maybe what are the coaches trying to get out of me? What are they trying to explain? I was there to help them as a player and as a teammate, to help them as a player grow more than anything.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, you were able to learn a lot along the way with that. And you spoke on some injuries that you had. And for those who may not know, just kind of give us a brief little description about some of the injuries that you had to go through.
I had left knee, patellar tendon, a lot of surgeries. I've had 2 surgeries, a stem cell procedure, and about 60 to 70 knee injections throughout my career. And it wasn't the easiest thing to deal with. And I was always questioning why me through some situations. And after my first surgery, it didn't work. I sat out 18 months, didn't play basketball competitively. I could shoot and stuff, but never got in a 5-on-5 game for 18 months. So athletes out there, if you think missing 2-3 weeks is tough, think of 18 months. It's a year and a half then. And after I got to play one season, the next season came around, I had some knee issues again. It was flaring up. I had it looked at. I'm like, hey, I'm good enough to play. And then I think it was my redshirt junior year, went to the basket, and my knee just kind of gave out. And I'm like, what's going on? A couple days later, I just couldn't really, I was jogging after a ball in practice, and it just gave out again. I'm like, man, something's not right. And so I got it looked at, and my patellar tendon was coming off my kneecap. And I'm like, oh, that's the issue. And so I missed another year. And then this past season, there was no guarantee for me to play again. And I was aware of that. And more than anything, I think my faith carried me through the times. And I'm like, no matter what happens, if I'm able to play again, great. If I'm not, that's the way life is. I said I played, 2 years and 6 games more than some other individuals will ever have the opportunity to play. And I think God just shaped me in a certain way. And in Luke 1:37, it says, faith does not make things easy, it makes things possible. And I'm like, that truly kind of defined myself. And my career this wasn't easy, but it made it possible for me to play this last year.
Yeah, that's a really good perspective to have on it. And I think that your perseverance and also your faith has just helped inspire a lot of people and touch people in ways that you may not even know. So that's probably the main thing that you could be able to take away from it. So talk about kind of where you're from. I know you're from the Bowling Green area, but went to high school in Toledo. So
Yeah, so I took about a half-hour commute every day to St. John's, being from Bowling Green. And I guess Findlay, just being the other way, down I-75, it was about another half hour or so. And it was convenient, I guess, for my parents to watch, me play. That was a big part of my college decision then, because they've been supporting me through everything. My parents, I think my mom's missed 2 games and my dad's missed 1 game in my whole college career. And so they were very supportive. Brother and sister were going to games, grandma, relatives, everybody's been very supportive of that. And I think being from Northwest Ohio, you kind of gain a reputation. You can get a good one, a bad one, or a neutral one. And I thought overall, my reputation was a pretty good one, just because I'm from this area. People knew my name. People knew maybe my family's name. And it's just like I had to carry that on in the best way possible.
And coming out of high school, did you have many offers, or was Findlay someplace that you always knew that you wanted to go to?
I kind of went through a weird recruiting process, kind of sitting on that Division I, Division II level. And it's like, do you want to go Division I? Do you want to be a guy that, might not be the first option to be a recruit? Or do you want to go maybe to a Division II school where it's like you are the guy that they want? And it came down, I did some in-home visits with some other Division II schools, wasn't too excited about it, did some other visits, and it came down to Lipscomb University in Nashville and Findlay. And I looked at them and I said, 7.5 hours away, half hour away. And I'm like, if I made a decision, could I regret one? And I don't have any regrets in life. And I'm like, I can't go wrong with Findlay. I said, it's close, they're a winning tradition. And I'm like, it's another private institution, which I was used to in high school. And I'm like, I think this is it for me. And so that's kind of how I ended up in Findlay. I knew I couldn't go wrong with the decision. And now looking back on my 5 years, there's no way I can look back and say, man, I wish I would have went somewhere else, or I wish I would have done it this way. Because Coach Ernst and, the staff at Findlay, the people I've met, professors, teammates, friends on campus, it's been an unbelievable experience.
What are some of the things that you think that you will take with you the most after you graduate here?
Something I'll take the most? I can take several things away and say, I want to be a coach in the future, and everybody out of high school thinks they're going to be a star, and I was kind of that same person, and I kind of had to humble myself and say, I had some other really good teammates that were great players, and I'm like, they're going to be in the spotlight. How can I make them get more in the spotlight? That was kind of my goal of, maybe getting the ball to them in certain situations where they can be successful, and if they're more successful, that kind of makes the team more successful, but it also makes me feel good. I think, assisting the ball in basketball, it doesn't just, make one person happy. It makes 2 people happy, and then it makes the team happy.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my view, and I think that helped me out, helped me through my career then, was to say it wasn't about me. And so when I'm carrying things forward in life, nothing's ever going to be about me, and it shouldn't be about myself. It should be about somebody else and helping somebody else along the way. And that's why I want to be a coach, is because I think it's the biggest way I can impact somebody else's life as a student athlete, as a student, as a person. I want to be a reference to somebody for them down the road, and I think that's my biggest impact, my biggest calling in life.
And with being a coach, is there a level that you prefer to coach at, or are you just going to kind of take what comes?
I've kind of had a lot of talks with people about this, and I kind of want to start higher up because you can always work your way back down if you think, man, this is too much travel, this is too much time, and because there's other things I want to do in my life. But as of right now, I want to start higher up and kind of work my way back down if need be. But I might love it at a high Division I level, and I guess it's kind of where the chips are going to fall. I don't know what my plans are next year. I'm kind of working through that right now, and I'm not worried or concerned. I know the Lord has me in good spirits. I'm not concerned about anything moving forward.
And I understand that you have a book coming out here soon. Just talk about the name of the book and also what it entails.
So it's Change Lives by Changing Yours with Faith, Love, and Motivation. So it's a 3-part book that deals with faith, love, and motivation. And I think the biggest thing in my career at Findlay was I talk about some of my experiences, and people want to hear about stories, and everybody likes an inspirational story, and I think I have that. And I think faith brought me along the strongest in my journey, and it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't easy earlier, and I think expressing that to somebody else to say, you're not the only one going through something. I'm not the only one, and I'm not even going through anything bad. And I kind of express that and tell that. And then no matter what you do in life, you have to love what you do, and you got to love the people around you. There's no such thing as hate, and I feel like there's too much of that going on in the world, and it becomes difficult to live a normal life or a healthy life then if you're not loving people around you. And I feel like if you have faith and you have love for other people, then all of a sudden the motivation piece is, why not motivate somebody else to live that similar life, that Christian life, to help someone else become happier, but create that ripple effect in the water of take somebody along side with you and express life and express the life that we've been given. And so my book will officially come out April 18th. It is going to be in the new building on campus. There'll be 2 different segments between 11 and 2 o'clock, and then another one between 5 and 7. So I'll do like a book signing, do some pictures and stuff, and just kind of create excitement on campus. Obviously it's my first time, and this might be my only time. So I don't know what to expect, but I'm excited to see what's moving forward with that.
And where can the book be bought at?
So I'm working with Amazon right now. You'll be able to buy it online, but I also have around 500 copies or so. So I'll have a limited amount on April 18th that will be sold in the business building then here on campus. So it's going to be $10, and online it's going to be around $12. So obviously it's cheaper, so come get it in person. So that's my little promotion for that.
All right. Well, hey, man, we appreciate you coming on to the show today. And for me personally, thank you for all the things that you've done for me in my 3 years being here and inspiring me as well as inspiring many others. So we wish you nothing but the best for the future. Well, Austin, we want to thank you for your time today. And I just want to tell you, thank you for everything that you've done for me as well as the team in the last 3 years. Well, you're, 6 years here being here, so we appreciate that a lot. Everybody be sure to go to the book signing April 18th. 11 to 2 and 5 to 7 here in the new building on the campus at Findlay. I'm Martyce Kimbrough here with Austin Gardner. Tune in next time for the next episode of the UFTV Sports Talk Show.